I want to thank the Lazy Peon for his support on my last video. I was never expecting this much support so quickly. I'm trying really hard with each video to make it better and better, so thank you so much for your support, and I'm glad you're here with me. If you enjoyed today's video, consider giving me a sub. I had the chance to sit down with Tomh, guild leader of Haven, an active guild on the Ashes of Creation Alpha. I won't show the interview here, but if you want to watch the full unedited interview, it's available on my channel. So what did we talk about? Tomh assured me that the Riverlands, the current available zone in the alpha, is a great gameplay experience. It looks good, the combat is fun, and he's optimistic about the game's future. But he does believe that the game is lacking in something that he calls the points of interest. He says that the open world commonly feels empty. Not to worry though, the player base has been considering Intrepid more of a game factory right now. While all the assets aren't actually in the game, their processes and how to get them there are becoming more and more fleshed out. But this is where I go into some more personal opinions. It's now been about 10 years since this game was conceptualized. For me and for most of the player base, I think we're expecting more than just systems at this point. We want to see a higher degree of finish in the game. I don't believe having 1 or 2 finished zones is going to satiate the community. That being said, there's a lot of time before the actual release date for them to accomplish these goals. I think the next year of roadmaps and scheduling and content drops are going to be the make it or break it point for Ashes. The game relies heavily on this sense of vastness. Guild events like caravans are completely based on traveling. Tomh acknowledges that things that Intrepid has promised just aren't in the game right now. At the same time, he's seeing the locations and spaces that these things are going to fill up. And that's actually what keeps him optimistic about Ashes. And to that, I agree. Now, I know a lot of people have given up on this studio for how long they've taken, but if we give them the time, I think we can trust this studio to actually deliver. And I know this sounds like copium, but the map is not the only enemy lurking in the shadows. MMORPGs rely heavily on guild-based content, like the caravan system, built around defending and fighting off enemies who try to plunder your resources. In the current alpha, this experience has been locked away to only the largest guilds. No guild, not even Talmor's, stands a chance against the bigger guilds, and they're unlikely to ever succeed in a caravan event. Guilds can be a tricky system in an MMORPG's environment. They typically function competitively to take as many resources away as possible. They want to assert dominance over their competition, but sometimes the fish eats all the other fish in the pond, and these server populations drop, essentially the server itself. Guilds either transfer away or quit the game. I hope Intrepid can find a way to fix this system, to allow guilds and the caravan system to be experienced by more players. That being said, the problem gets even worse right now. The corruption system seems to be very flawed. For anyone who is not familiar, corruption is a game design system around world PvP. Anywhere and at any time, you can choose to fight and kill other players without them needing to consent. If the player chooses to fight back, no punishment is given. But if the player does not fight back, the aggressive player is given corruption. If you continue to stack this corruption, the game turns into full loot PvP. This means that when you die, all of your items, including armor, is dropped and is lootable. This is actually a solid reputation system, if it's working correctly. There's a problem though. I'll allow Tomh to explain.
The biggest issue right now is that any guild or group that's large enough can effectively corrupt at any time with zero consequence. They can just see, and as long as they're in a large enough group to do that safely and trade the item back, then they can for any reason. They need to implement a system where the items you drop are also corrupted, cannot be traded either indefinitely or for a period.
One of the largest contention points in an MMO is their PvP system. If a PvP system is too invasive, and by that I mean a solo player's experience is too heavily affected by it, I think we'll see a lot of backlash, and it will give the guilds another opportunity to dominate. Finally, like much of the community, Tomh agrees that the current state of crafting is too lucrative. Guild members, way past level 20, are still using items designed for level 10. A system that makes gear crafting hard could be a great system that allows for a lot of rewarding time investment, but in its current state, it just doesn't feel good. But this negative feedback has been well documented by Intrepid, and we shouldn't expect anything like this to go live. But I'd actually like to ask, how do you believe gear progression should work at the higher levels in Ashes of Creation? I think I would actually like a system where people aren't always in the best gear. But this could be because I have a whole lot of personal time to invest into a game like this. Let me know what you think. In the alpha now, lots of promising systems are implemented, but due to the current state of the game, they cannot be used as intended. They're feeling like more of a shell of their possibilities. The caravan system is a wonderful concept, but it lacks the vastness. In the naval system too, there's so much to be done. Intrepid has a lot on their plate, but I don't think there's a reason to give up yet. I've been seeing clips of this game online, and as a player that hasn't yet played, I see so much stuff that looks amazing. For people who have played for a long time, these things don't seem impressive anymore. But there are a lot of people, me included, who can't wait to give this game a try. And I think when we have a new influx of players like this into the alpha or into the main launch, the players that have been playing for a while may become re-inspired. Or maybe they won't. Regardless, I'm going to be playing this game. To finish off, I'd like you to hear what Tomh has to say. Should people continue to be optimistic? If so, why?
Yeah, I would just say in general, I think a lot of people just need to take a step back, look at what is done, what parts of the things that are done are enjoyable. If it's not done already feeling this good, and you're seeing progress steadily, I think that's kind of my biggest motivator, is that they're open with their development. You see a new live stream every month. They're not just stalled out. We need to all stick it out.
I'd like to know what you thought about what I covered today. I'm interested in hearing perspectives you have on guilds or the corruption system. If you did enjoy today's video, I'd love to see you subscribe. With every video, I can feel myself becoming more and more confident. If you're already subscribed, you make my day. Thank you so much. Goodbye!